Now at noon, crews are still dealing with a deadly crash that brought I-75 to a standstill for hours this morning. We have a live update right now. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Dee O'Reilly. The update to that breaking news now. The traffic backup is finally clear along I-75 in Riverview. And we've also learned what led to that crash between a semi-truck and a car that ended up in the Alafia River. Our Rob Munez has been on the scene all morning long. He joins us now live with more. Good afternoon, Rob.
Hey, Dee, you can probably see the traffic moving behind me here on the southbound lanes, but we do know the names of the drivers here involved. Now, the scene is cleared. It's been clear for several hours, but investigators tell us they now have a better idea of what happened here earlier this morning. Tow trucks pulled the silver BMW from the Alafia River almost an hour after the crash happened at 3 a.m. this morning. Above on the I-75 southbound bridge, an ABC liquor store truck lay flipped over and leaking nearly 30,000 gallons of alcohol. For the next 6.5 hours, all lanes of southbound I-75 sat still all the way to State Road 60 while crews investigated and cleaned up. Florida Highway Patrol tells us the semi being driven by 30-year-old Wayne Walden of Lakeland clipped the back of the BMW while switching lanes, sending it and its driver, 42-year-old James Proctor of Parrish, into the Alafia River. Even when the lanes were reopened around 8:30, cars still drove slow, rubbernecking to see what was happening. FHP tells us Proctor died on impact, and Walden is at Tampa General Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Well, we also know right now, joining us here is actually Florida Highway Patrol Sergeant Steve Gaskins. Sergeant, so visibility, we were out here earlier, it was very foggy. Did that play a factor in this crash?
Not at the time of the crash. The crash occurred about 2:30 this morning. At that period of time, the roadways were clear. Troopers had been monitoring, as they frequently do this time of year, highways to make sure that the roads are clear, but no, not at the time of the crash. Later in the morning, yes, they rolled in a little dense, but not a factor in the crash.
Do we also know any other factors involved here, whether it be alcohol or speed? Did any of those play a factor? We understand speed might have.
Toxicology at this point would be pending several weeks out to get a result on that to see if alcohol played a factor. Not aware of any issues with the truck driver. The other driver, of course, we'll have to wait to see what the toxicology reports say. But what we know at this time, the driver of the BMW was traveling at a much slower rate of speed, was overtaken by the tractor trailer who struck the BMW from behind. That impact forced the BMW off the bridge and into the Alafia River.
All right, well, thank you very much, Sergeant. Again, we'll be giving you more updates on the story as they become available. In Hillsborough County, I'm Rob Munez. Stan Dia, back to you guys.